I'm going to summon Crimson Shade.
Okay.
Across the room.
As you begin to weave the runic shapes for this spell, the wind around you picks up a bit, and how much of your arms are exposed?
I mean, my dress is sheer, so you can see.
Yeah. The bits of your skin that have taken on the reddish hue begin to almost brighten and glow as you begin to write these symbols in the air. An area in the far corner of the room where you're focusing begins to take on a similar glowing red hue of the flaring moon Ruidus as it begins to clear out and then open up wide and seem to divide like a doorway that's unfolding before you. As it begins to crack and you hear the snap sound. As it does, the doorway folds outward like it's dropping something from within a hidden chamber. And a bit of energy hits the ground. And as it spreads outward, it grows up into the familiar shape of the Crimson Shade, though slightly more physically present than the previous one. What you see now, surrounded by kind of reddish purple energy, is a half ethereal, half physical form. A tall, thin humanoid body. The skin itself a deep red hue with what looks like striations around major muscles in its long, lanky arms that have a darker maroon or purple coloration to it. There's almost like silver veins that run through the body in places, and the extended forearms and long fingers are adorned with rings and chains. You can see on the body there's almost like vestments, like a sleeveless robe that's dressed and affixed with bits of leather strips. And where the body comes up, the long neck, the head itself, comes into an extended crest that curls up and splits into 3 points, 2 on each side and 1 large one at the back, in which there are chains wrapped around that form almost like a bit of head attire or decor on top. Where the face sits previously was kind of amorphous. This time you now see a face that seems to almost come to a point, like a shark nose almost, with these dark set eyes on the sides. No real nose, but slits that come to the front point, and as the back of the head comes, you can see a small mouth with just a bit of a lip curl with a row of sharp teeth at the front. And as it emerges from its spot, it looks back to you with that familiar flash of purple glow from the eyes before they go to like a dark, deep brown or black color.
We good?
Keyleth at this point has stood up, has her staff out, and just kind of pointed in the direction, kind of looking at it. You can just summon these? You can just make them happen?
Is it friendly?
It didn't look like this before. It's far more defined.
Yeah, like
Can you talk to him now?
yes. Is this, do you like pull them from?
I don't know exactly.
Is it yours?
He's friendly, I think.
What's the being's mood?
What's the vibe?
Yeah.
It's hard to pick up a mood from something that you have no previous experience observing. You're uncertain what micro-expressions to even look for, and right now it just kind of doesn't even stand. It's about 1.5 inches off the ground. It just kind of floats. The energy mist just kind of swirling around the bottoms of its legs as they're kind of still semi-present, almost partially ethereal the further down the body you go, and it just looks trained on Imogen. In your mind, you hear, "What is it you require?"
Where are you from?
You know where I'm from.
How many of you are there?
As many as there's been.
What do you want?
To serve you. Until your binding is done.
Did I pull you from your life? How are you here? Have you seen anyone like me in person on Ruidus? On the Red Moon?
I have not. You are strange to me, yet also familiar, of kin.
How long have you been there?
My life.
Voice. I look to Keyleth.
Please tell us something?
Well, they're from Ruidus. They've lived there forever.
Okay.
It's obvious they have a whole, social stuff happening.
Do they have a name?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
I look back to the being. What is your name?
Kind of his head turns to the side, it looks at you. In your mind, you see a vision of an odd, like a pale gray flower that is opened on some sort of an odd, dusty red plain. And in the center of it, it looks like it looks like a gem, like a cut sapphire, that kind of just jingles and makes like a bell sound as the wind hits it.
I'm Imogen. Not as pretty as that. It's,
You are among the dreamers.
yes. Have you been pulled here before?
No.
You may have noticed that you are much closer to our planet right now, right? Have you noticed?
It kind of acknowledges with a slight head tilt.
Is it something that you guys have been planning? Are you happy about this? Or is it happening against your will?
Its head looks out the window. And in your mind, you see verdant fields. You see lakes of cool water. You see clouds. You see mountains. You see joy. You see love. You see these flashes of beautiful vistas, of abundance, of laughter. We know your dreams.
You haven't had that. I'm sorry. They don't like me. Who is Predathos?
Predathos is the progenitor, is the heart of our world. And it stirs. You feel it too.
I end it.
It vanishes.
Yeah, fuck off, ghost. Well, that was tense. Wow. Sorry, voice. That was not something that we've done before.
No, sorry. I probably should have done that before.